Hi everyone, and welcome to Our Casa Sweet Casa. Today I'm going to be talking about things I wish I'd known when I started homeschooling.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in to our Casa Sweet Casa.
Alright, so talking about things I wish I'd known when I started homeschooling, I'm so excited to be doing this open collab with Michelle from A Common Life and Heidi from BoyBoss Mama. They're two YouTube mamas, homeschool mamas, that I really look up to, and they have some years and experience more than I do, and I just love watching their videos and seeing all the things that they have to share and all the good knowledge and experience that they have. So go check out their channels. They're also going to be sharing on this topic, and it's an open collab, so if you'd like to add your video to the playlist, that would be wonderful. If you've been watching homeschool videos on YouTube, you've probably noticed it's a very good community. It's very supportive. We like to help each other out and support each other, and so it's all up around here if you'd like to share your experience so far. So just kind of like a disclaimer when I talk about things I wish I'd known. Actually, there are two disclaimers here. First one is that at least for me, my experience is that as a mom, when I hear the words simplify or the words take it easy or don't stress out, I think I'm simplifying and I think I'm taking it easy when I'm actually not. So I don't know if that's your experience, but I know that as I give these things are from my experience. That's my second disclaimer. These things might not have worked for you if you decide to do them as you start out or as you try to implement them in your homeschooling for a while. So it's just sharing from my experience what I wish I'd known that for our scenario, our family, our girls would have been maybe a little bit better. So if I could go back and let myself know about these things, I'm not sure if I would listen or actually done something differently, but maybe this could serve somebody out there to kind of help them transition better into homeschooling or make their homeschool a little bit better. Like I said, these are specific to us, but I'd still like to share. So I took my little girl's little notebook here and wrote down some of the things I'd like to share that I wish I'd known when I started homeschooling. The first thing that I would tell myself is that you don't have to have it all figured out right from the start. It's kind of impossible, really, anyway, to have it figured out right from the start. You really do just need the experience. But when we were thinking about homeschooling and about to start, I just threw myself into research about curriculum, about scheduling, about how it works where we live, and all of that is very necessary and good, and it'll definitely help prepare you. But I was kind of trying to have it all figured out right from the beginning, and like I said, it's pretty much impossible. And you're not gonna, even if you do kind of have it all figured out, it's going to change anyway, and that's something that I wish I'd known from the beginning, or at least taken into account. I kind of knew, but didn't really take into account that it's an evolving thing, homeschooling. You find things that are not working out and you need to change, or you maybe change, or your family situation changes, or your children change, or they're growing, or everything eventually is going to change. So you don't have to have it all figured out. Just as an example, I wanted to have a schedule. We kind of had a schedule as a family, but now into our homeschooling schedule, I did a schedule and printed it out. And after the first week, I would look at that schedule and just get frustrated. And it wasn't even very detailed. It was kind of like some bullet points about our order of the day. It didn't even have any set hours on it. And still, we couldn't go by it. It was like, it's just some bullets and we can't keep to it. And I soon learned that I had to move some things around. So you're not going to have it all figured out, and that's fine. Try to prepare, do your best. I mean, that's something we moms hear all the time. I'm sorry. Do your best, but it's true. Do your best. Trying to be as prepared as you can, but knowing that it's going to change, and it doesn't say anything on you or your kids, or really on homeschooling or the dynamic, that things are going to change. So that's one thing I would tell myself. Okay, another thing that I wish I'd known when I started homeschooling is that my girls were in regular school for most of their life. My eldest was in 4th grade when we started homeschooling. And in my mind, I kind of assumed that if she was good at some things at regular school, that would be her easy subject, or that would be something that would just flow easily when we homeschooled. And just so you know, my girls were completely on board with homeschooling and very excited. But still, just the way they worked with homework, or some things that were their good subjects in school, I assumed there would be their good subjects in homeschooling, and it didn't work that way. It was kind of like a rediscovery of how their mind worked, or how they learned certain things. And I wish I'd known that, or at least I didn't assume that what was my oldest was really good at math in school, and it's not that she's not, but I kind of assumed that I could get over level things and try to look at some complicated math curriculum, because she did pretty well at math at school, at regular school. And then when we started homeschooling, we struggled with math, and I was kind of surprised because I assumed. So don't assume that it's going to be the same thing when you start homeschooling. That's something I would tell myself. And that also takes me to my next thing I wish I'd known. And this is one of the things that is different, specifically this thing I would say is different for each of us. But for me, I wish I'd known that it would be much easier if I'd just gotten homeschooling materials open and go. I mean, a curriculum that is just open and go. You just open it and go, and you don't have to create it yourself or figure it out for yourself. As I said, they were in regular school for some years, and we decided to take them out mid-school year. I've talked about that in other videos, why we just were ready and decided to take them out of school between semesters. And I just thought, well, they've got some books from school that they've halfway used. Maybe we could just save on some homeschool curriculum and use some of the books they've been using at school. And this is why I say that it's specific to everybody, because I'm sure anybody could take regular books and use them in their homeschool. There's not a problem. Just for me, I would have saved myself some stress and a little bit of grief if I just gotten the homeschool materials that I thought worked best for us right from the start. Another example specific to math is that I tried to use the math book they were using when my oldest was in school, and that did not work well. It did not work well for how I could teach her. It did not work well for how she wanted to as I think about it and I'm talking about it, it's pretty obvious that I should have not done that. But at the time I thought, let's just finish up the books. And I'm sure somebody it could work for them, but it didn't work for us. I so wish I would have gotten the math curriculum we use now, teaching textbooks, right from the start. It would have been so great. But didn't work that way, and we had to kind of like realize, wait, this is not working. Let's find something else and save my sanity, and also save her save her patience, or she would just get stuck on it. It didn't work. So I wish I'd known that it would be easier to just invest in the good homeschool materials and just make my life easier from the beginning. That's something I wish I'd known. That also takes me to another thing that I wish I'd known that's specific to us, is that I wish I'd taken more into consideration what subjects we study and what things we have to do. Particularly, we're a bilingual homeschool. We speak both English and Spanish, and here in Puerto Rico where we live, it's so common that students every day take English, an English class and a Spanish class, language arts, every day, and they take it as both are their first language. Most schools don't give English, which for most kids is their second language, as a second language. It's just full on 2 languages. And it's so common here that I didn't even think about it when we went into homeschooling. I thought, well, we'll do our subjects and we'll do English and Spanish at the same time as always, because at this point they're bilingual completely. And I didn't take into consideration when getting materials and how I was planning it out that it's 2 full language subjects that we do: spelling, grammar, writing, reading. And at school it didn't seem so overwhelming for them, probably because they weren't doing that much. But when I started planning it out, I wish I'd known that I had to take into consideration everything we wanted to do and how to simplify, because we were doing 2 languages at the same time. And so far we have a good handle on that now, but I wish I'd known at the beginning that that was something I had to consider. So even if your kids aren't bilingual, but there are some things, some other subjects, you want to do more on geography, or you want to do more different types of maths at the same time, or different things, that if you want to do more, you need to simplify on each of those things. So that's something I wish I'd known. And the last thing I wanted to share that may be a no-brainer, but like I said, sometimes we moms think we're taking some things into account, but we're actually not. So I'm just gonna throw it out there so you maybe helps you take into account even more. It's kind of a no-brainer. So what I wish I'd known is just how crucial it is that I'm prepared. And I've been giving disclaimers on this video all over, because I just want you to know that you can make homeschooling your own. It can be whatever you want to be, whatever works for your kids. So I'm not saying that you have to have it all planned out. You have to have everything prepared for it to work. But I wish I'd known how crucial it was for my mood and the general mood of our homeschool that I be prepared and that I be focused. And it definitely proved a lesson learned that I had to kind of learn the hard way, that if I'm not prepared, I'm maybe not excited about starting the day, or maybe I'm more distracted because I'm trying to prepare last minute. And I'm not talking about having everything designed and planned out. I'm really not a big going into detail. Most of my things are open and go, so I don't have to plan everything. But whatever I do need to do, especially for our Spanish materials, which I have to do more on my own because we don't have as many resources. When I look at the planner and then I realize, I did not prep for that, it just throws my attitude. It gets them more distracted. And so I wish I'd known. I knew I had to plan and prepare, but I didn't know how crucial it was for our mood and for our focus. And so that's something I wish I'd known from the beginning, and certainly would have helped in our transition in our homeschool days. So I just wanted to share these things. Please check out Michelle at A Common Life and Heidi at BoyBoss Mama. They have such great things to share, and I wish you would share in your comments or do your own video about what you wish you'd known when you started homeschooling, even if you've been homeschooling just a little bit like I have, about 1.5 years. And still there are things we've learned. Homeschooling is an amazing school for our kids and for ourselves. I've definitely learned a lot about myself and about my kids. And what I did know when we started out is that it was going to be very good for our family. And that has proven to be so. These are just things that I've learned along the way, and if I can save you a little bit of trouble in your homeschool, I hope they're useful. And if not, at least I've documented what I wish I'd known, just to look back and see what you can do better. Sometimes we're so quick to find what mistakes we've done that it's good to see what we've learned, but also recognize that from the beginning we had some purpose. From the beginning we have good ideas and intentions, and we just all want to do our best. So please subscribe and like this video if you've enjoyed it. And I just enjoy sharing what we've been learning in this bilingual homeschooling journey, and we hope to see you soon.